Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to get too into it. On H.A. Goodman's other channel, I get into the legal adventures of the vice president's son. I'm not going to get too into it on this channel. On H.A. Goodman's other channel, you can find out all the wonderful things that the former vice president's son is doing. This is the Daily Mail, so I'm going to be vague. If you know what's going on, check out H.A. Goodman's other channel. Just read the Daily Mail exclusive. Vice President's son demands his financial records are kept secret by court. Why? Well, there was a test that he took that proved that, let's just say, he is related to, let's just say he had extracurricular activities with another individual, and they had a child together, and he didn't want to, I guess, own up to the fact that they, he didn't want to own up to the fact that they have the baby, so he's being taken to court. I'm not going to get too into it, but here, Hunter Biden filed the motion for a protective order of his financial records in the Arkansas Circuit Court of Independence on Wednesday. He cites fears that such information will be used maliciously by the media. Any such disclosures, Biden's attorneys claim, would also cause their client undue prejudice, annoying embarrassment, and/or oppression. The filing comes over a week after Biden was revealed to be the father of 28-year-old, and then the ladies. Okay, so having met her at an interesting location. So we talk more about this on H.A. Goodman's other channel, but I want to be as respectful as possible on this channel. And I am on the other channel too, but what's the point of all of this? There's already records of money flows to Biden. The Trump impeachment narrative is completely obliterated if Hunter Biden, because in the Senate, he's going to be asked to testify in a trial. So I don't know what Democrats are doing, because they have a complete and utter train wreck that they need to keep away from people like Jim Jordan and Devin Nunes and Matt Gaetz and a whole bunch of frothing at the mouth Republicans waiting. And I'm not talking about the Paul Ryan, tepid, weak Republicans. I'm talking about the Trump Republicans that are going to go and fight. Unlike, for example, Bernie Sanders, who doesn't fight, who gets cheated and just says, enough about our emails and, the Russians. You can't fight the 1% by blaming the Russians for your failures. Not going to happen. You have to fight. Tulsi Gabbard fights. Jill Stein fights. Donald Trump, oh my God, does he fight. But Hunter Biden has filed a request to seal all financial records in his ongoing legal case to spare him from public embarrassment amid claims of significant debts. So, in a recent divorce a couple years back, he claims that he has a great deal of debt. I don't know why he's fighting this legal case. It makes no sense to me. You have the means. What's the problem? You took the DNA test. What's the problem? But this is the Daily Mail. You can look at BuzzFeed, you could look at this is all public record, and I talk more about it on H.A. Goodman's other channel. But now he's asking an Arkansas court to seal his financial records, to have them kept secret. Why is this important? Because it's almost certain that since he did, according to reports, the DNA test shows that he's the father. This is like a Maury Povich or what's his name type thing. Okay, and I don't know why the vice president's son made it out to be this way, but it ain't going to be Trump and his tax returns. It's going to be Biden and his financial records in a legal case that is that parallels or that's taking place at the same time as impeachment. This is karma beyond belief. The whole impeachment here, the entire impeachment fiasco is predicated upon the belief that Trump is going after Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden's his direct political rival. I have been telling you since 2017 that Clinton is going to be nominee. I've told you this. Read the article. Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. It's in the pinned comment. You go down a little bit. It's in the pinned comment. And you can see in 2015 when I said Clinton is unelectable, and I called that election. And on the left, I was like pretty much the only person on the left that said that Clinton was going to lose to Trump. So I'm telling you now, this is going to be interesting. Because obviously Clinton's going to lose to Trump again. It's going to be Clinton. But impeachment hearing isn't going to go. They'll impeach President Trump, but in the Senate, who knows what's going to happen in the Senate? And this alone might prevent them from actually impeaching Trump. Who knows? But if you have Hunter Biden's actual financial records out there, because he's facing a legal case where I have no clue why he's taking the woman to court. It's like nonsense. Then you can also scrutinize, well, where did the Burisma money go? Because he was paid. No matter what Democrats say, there was no quid pro quo on Biden's end, even though he's on tape, video, the Council on Foreign Relations, bragging. There's still a money flow. There are still financial records. If you're making $50,000 a month, and then you're making a total of $3 million, and then you're making a whole lot of money from a deal in China, there's still financial records. So you can simply ask, well, where did that money go if you have so much debt? And you can just look what's taking place with the gentleman. I'm not even going to get into it on this channel. I'm abiding by YouTube policies. I still abide by YouTube policies on H.A. Goodman's other channel, but we get into it. Let's just say he's making it rain with thousands of dollars, okay? And whatever. The point is that impeachment is predicated upon Trump fearing Joe Biden. He doesn't. He knows that Clinton's going to be nominee. President Trump knows that Clinton's going to be nominee. He doesn't think that Elizabeth Warren's going to be nominee or Bernie Sanders. He knows that. President Obama the other day said if it's Bernie Sanders, he's going to intervene. He stated that through Politico. He said he doesn't like Warren. He stated that through Politico. And he also stated that Joe Biden doesn't have what it takes. There is no chance on the planet that Biden not only becomes nominee, even wants to become nominee. In 2008, he didn't even get 1%. He got 0.09%. He didn't even get 0.09% in Iowa. No, he got 0.09% in Iowa. But in 2008, he wasn't even a viable candidate in 2008 when he was younger, and more energetic and more lucid. And there was an activist who stated, hey, you know what, we don't like, President Obama's policies. And then Joe Biden said, well, then vote for Trump. And guess what? People are going to vote for Trump just to spite the establishment Democrats who say, well, if you don't have any other choice, you're going to vote for Trump. Oh, yeah. But I keep on saying it. The entire impeachment is predicated upon the belief, the notion that Trump feared Biden. So he utilized his post as president to go after Joe Biden. Okay? The conflicts of interest are there. If he's in dire straits, if he's constantly in money problems, whatever. I mean, the Republicans will go after Hunter either way. If he's loaded, they'll say, well, how did he get the money? And if he has money problems, that the court case is going to now disclose his financial records. He has to, because he has to pay the child support. So they're gonna have to look at his financial records. That's the crazy thing about that's the kind of hilarious thing about all of this. This is going on while impeachment is taking place, and it's happening in Arkansas, which is hilarious too. I mean, you gotta think that to say that Clinton isn't. Even Congressman Nunes was basically saying, yeah, that Clinton's told by the Bidens not to run in 2015 because of this. Biden is not a viable candidate. There's nothing viable about his campaign. Warren her support is not. She doesn't have any grassroots support. The only person who actually does still have support, and he would have won when I said he would have won in 2016. He was cheated. And all this nonsense people say, like, oh, you said he still has a path to victory. Not after July 5th. Anyone who says that is a liar. July 5th, Comey covered up Clinton's crimes. So after that, I said, you know what? Okay. So, but ladies and gentlemen, you gotta take this into account, okay? You gotta take this into account. I'll say it again. Impeachment is predicated upon the following. When you state that the president utilized his post to work with another nation to go after his political opponent, you're also saying that there are no conflicts of interest that Joe Biden has. If you're saying that there are no conflicts of interest that Joe Biden has, why is his son making it rain every other night with thousands and thousands of dollars being spent, and now he is losing a paternity case where his financial records are going to be disclosed? The issue here is the premise for all of this is completely obliterated. He's on tape, Joe Biden, on video, bragging about a quid pro quo. The rebuttal is, it was part of U.S. foreign policy. President Zelensky of the Ukraine has stated repeatedly he was never leveraged. There was no leverage. There's nothing in the phone call that says you will not get the money unless you investigate the Bidens. Furthermore, he never asked to investigate Joe Biden. There's already a probe in the Ukraine regarding Burisma, the same company that Hunter Biden was on the board of. So the issue is not the president utilizing his post to go after Biden because he knows Clinton's going to be the nominee. The issue is the potential conflicts of interest that Hunter Biden's financial records will expose. Trump doesn't have to prove conflicts of interest. He has to just simply explain that conflicts of interest exist. Okay, so when you have these impeachment hearings with diplomats that say, oh, well, we think Trump did this, but we don't have firsthand knowledge, that's all gossip and hearsay. Well, who cares what the diplomats think anyway? They serve at the pleasure of the president, and under the Constitution, he can hire and fire anyone he wants. So all of this is public relations, and it's spin to pave the way for Clinton in 2020. Joe Biden has tremendous conflicts of interest because of his son. His son has a whole lot of problems, financial problems included. In fact, he's stating that right now. There's a money flow from a giant gas corporation in the Ukraine that's already being investigated in the Ukraine for a great deal of corruption. So how they get away from this hurts Biden. It doesn't hurt Trump. And it helps Clinton because you have impeachment. And then you have the issue of basically knocking the only establishment viable candidate out of the race. Bernie Sanders, President Obama, like I said, just stated in Politico he's not going to let Bernie Sanders win. And then Elizabeth Warren is there to split Bernie's movement into two, which is now a bowel movement. So why do you think Warren's there? She didn't even run in 2016, and she didn't even endorse Bernie Sanders. So give me your thoughts below. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel. And this is actually a pretty hilarious story. It's actually karma beyond belief. I mean, you're talking about karma beyond belief. This is a court case taking place. It's in the Daily Mail today. Just check the Daily Mail. It's in the Daily Mail, and they're actually asking for a court order. And this is some Fox News. Hunter Biden demands financial records are kept secret. Okay, page 600. Okay, so it's everywhere right now. Give me your thoughts. This is absolutely hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious, and it couldn't have happened to just better people. So give me your thoughts right now. This is a Luke Kenton article in the Daily Mail, November 30th. Check it out. Just look it up. It's today. Give me your thoughts below. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. Thanks.